Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everybody. Hope all is well at your end. Uh, in today's lecture, week number 9, part 1, we will be talking about trait theories of leadership. What is leadership itself? And then we will study some theories of leadership. Uh, Leadership and management are two terminologies that are often confused. Uh, John Cotter, one of the scholar of the Harvard Business School, argues that management is about coping with complexity. The مشكلات سره چې دی توافق کول دي کوپ کول دي ورسره. Good management brings about order and consistency by drawing up formal plans, designing rigid organization structures, and monitoring results against plans. It means there is a hierarchy of tasks, authority, and you do it. Formal plans, designing rigid organizational structures, and monitoring those results, and then evaluating the objectives and the results. Uh, Leadership, in contrast, is about coping with change. Leadership is coping with change. The difference between the main difference I can say is management and leadership is change. Leadership wants change while management needs some tasks: monitoring, evaluation, hiring, firing, organizing, motivating, and all these things include in management, while in leadership the basic difference is, and the basic component of leadership is change. So leaders establish directions by developing a vision of the future. They develop future visions. Then they align people by communicating this vision and inspiring them to overcome hurdles. Leadership is a kind of participative management. Participative. You participate in them. You cooperate with your subordinates. Uh, Robert House, who is a professor of University of Pennsylvania, basically says that managers use the authority inherent in their designated formal rank to obtain compliance from organizational members, while management consists of implementing the vision and strategy provided by leaders, coordinating and staffing the organization, and handling day-to-day problems. It means management then implement those strategies. Uh, we defined leadership as the ability to influence a group toward the achievement of a vision or set of goals. The source of this influence may be formal, such as that provided by the positions of managerial rank in an organization, uh, because management positions come with some degree of formally designated authority. A person may assume a leadership role simply because of the position he or she holds in the organization. But not all leaders are managers, nor for that matter are all managers leaders. Just because an organization provides its managers with certain formal rights is no assurance that they will be able to lead effectively. So, organization needs strong leadership and strong management for optimal effectiveness. In today's dynamic world, we need leaders to challenge the status quo, to create visions of the future. So, in order to inspire organizational members to achieve the visions, we also need managers to formulate detailed plans, create efficient organizational structure, and oversee day-to-day operations. So, uh, what are the key qualities of a leader? You will study leadership in semester 8 in detail, but just we just go through a review on the key qualities of a leader, and they're patient. He must be patient and hurt. He will have the ability to communicate well and inspire shared vision. He should be self-reflection and awareness, willingness to share power, successes, and failures, um, ability to operate under uncertainty, focus on big pictures. It means visions. Uh, these are some qualities. There are many other qualities too. You can refer to the book and see internet, and you'll study in detail in the 8th semester. Uh, we define what leadership is as I define that the ability to influence a group toward the achievement of goals or set of goals is called uh, leadership. And the management is the use of authority inherent in designated formal rank to obtain compliance from the organization members. Um, the difference between a management and a leadership is that management is coping with complexity, as I said earlier, while leadership is nurturing and delivering of change. Change is required in this, but management is coping with complexity, dealing with complexities. Management is ensuring order and consistency, while the leadership is setting the direction. They set the direction, tell you that go on this direction. Management is about planning and budgeting, while leadership is developing and sharing a vision. Management's key jobs and key responsibilities organizing and staffing to accomplish an objective, a goal, while leadership is aligning people to go and to work on a specific goal. Management is problem solving, while leadership is motivating and inspiring people. Uh, Before going to uh, uh, trait theories, we are going to talk about the Gretman theory. What is Gretman theory says, and then we will come to trait theory. Uh, Gretman theory was developed in 1840s. Um, One of the early notions of the leadership theories, which is still popular in certain circles of the leadership, that it says that leadership is an inborn quality. Uh, Greatman theory asserts that leaders in general and great leaders in particular are born and not made. They say that leaders are born, they have inborn, they are not made. We will study that next theory, trait theory, and then behavioral theory. We will study that how it came step by step to accept that not only leaders are born but leaders are made too. So the great main theory of leadership says that uh, leadership is an inborn quality. They say that leaders are in general and great leaders are in particular are born, they are not made. According to this theory, leadership calls for certain qualities like charm, like persuasiveness, like commanding personality, high degree of intuition, judgment, courage, intelligence, aggressiveness, and action and orientation, which are of such a nature that cannot be taught or learned. These qualities like charm, persuasiveness, commanding personality, judgment, courage, aggressiveness, intelligence, they say that they cannot be taught. They are not learned in a formal way. So they say that if a person is born, he's a leader. It means if you look at the leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, like in the last picture, if you remember, uh, Steve Jobs, Barack Obama, they are uh, a kind of inborn or they are inherited leaders. So this theory says that uh, leaders have some inborn qualities and they cannot be taught. Uh, they say that leader qualities are carried in the genes of a person. In other words, we can say they are inborn or something inherited in family from generation to generation. Um, as I give examples of Mahatma Gandhi, Kamal Ataturk, Abraham Lincoln, and others, they were born natural leaders with built-in qualities of leadership and attained greatness by God design or by divine design. Uh, it is said that history is nothing but the biographies of great men and women. They were the ones who made history. They were great leaders of their time. It's contended that such men would have become leaders in any case because they were inherently endowed with leadership traits and skills. They were not trained in leadership, nor did they acquire any leadership skills in their lives. Such skills were natural to them, and there was something in their anatomy, their physiology, and personality which marked them out from the common mass of mortals. They had an instinctive urge to assume leadership and had an inborn will to achieve greatness and success. People turned them instinctively to for inspiration, for support. So this was all about the great men theory that was focusing on the qualities that uh, leaders are born. They have got inborn or they have familial qualities. So we come to uh, trade theory right now. After that, we have got trade theory. The first theory that was given or presented was great man theory, and now later then people said that no, there are some traits that one can understand, one can know a leader. So trait means some qualities. So quality theory of leadership or trait theory of leadership. Strong leadership is a vital component of the success of any organization. Managers use a variety of leadership styles, each with a different approach and focus. So it's important that the chosen leadership style fits the competency, competency and personality, which can help you manage your team with maximum efficiency. Uh, the trait theory of leadership is a concept based on the practice of discovering specific personality traits and characteristics proven to lead to successful leadership in a wide variety of contexts. It's one of the oldest methods of increasing the effectiveness of leadership and is based on the great man theory of leadership that was firstly introduced by Thomas Carlyle in the 19th century. This theory is based on the idea that certain natural abilities can help someone become a leader more easily. It's sometimes used as an approach for identifying potential leaders by using personality assessments uh, to predict the likelihood of success or failure of a potential leader. Once someone starts to exhibit personality traits that could make them an effective leader, the theory states that these individuals can be trained to maximize their leadership potential. So, trait theory seems that traits can be learned, while the great man theory says that no, uh, a leader is only born. They cannot learn, they cannot adopt. So the trait theory says that uh, leadership have got some qualities and some traits that need to be polished, that they can be developed. Uh, uh, according to Carlyle, the theory who presented this history is shaped by extraordinary leaders. He says that the ability to lead is something that people are simply born with. He believed that something that could be something can be developed. He says that not great man theory was status quo. So he says that the traits, the qualities can be developed, and even the leaders can be developed. Uh, his ideas inspired early research on leadership, which almost entirely focus on inherited traits. Uh, this theory of leadership was based on the rationale that sorry, certain traits produce certain patterns of behavior. Uh, he believed that patterns are consistent across different situations, and people are born with leadership traits. Uh, Leadership traits. There are lots of leadership traits. We can say we can say that adaptability and flexibility, uh, assertiveness, capacity to motivate people, courage and resolution of problems, creativity, decisiveness, uh, eagerness to accept responsibility, emotional stability, intelligence and action oriented judgment, people skills, need for achievement, pupil skills, perseverance, self confidence, task competence, trustworthiness, and many other skills that traits. These belong to leadership theory. Uh, we just go to the history of the shifts in the trade perspective. In early 19th century, Gretman theory was developed, and I say that inequalities uh, will will have been used. They say that leaders are born; they are not uh, learned, and they are not studied or adopted. In 1930 up to 1950s, Stockdale, who is a researcher, studied that there are 124 traits of leadership, and as I said, I listed some of them. Then another scholar who was called Mann in 1959, he reviewed 1400 findings of personality in small groups, and he says that there is less emphasis on situations. Suggested personality traits could not be used to discriminate leaders from non-leaders. In 1930, it was about situation. The leaders were situational leaders, demand on the leaders. In 1970s and up to early 1990s, there was a revival of critical role of traits in leader effectiveness. Stockdale again in 1974 analyzed 163 new studies with 1948 study findings, and he validated original study. He said that there are 10 characteristics positively identified with leadership. Then other scholars, they did a meta-analysis by the name of Lord and Davider and Allegier. They say that personality traits can be used to differentiate leaders from non-leaders. They give six. They give personality some traits, while Kirkpatrick and Locke in 1991 says that there are six traits make up the right stuff for leaders. And today, there are major five leader traits, and they are called the Big Five model. If you remember, we have studied in the third, fourth lecture the Big Five model. So uh, we defined before that what Gretman theory is, and trait leadership theory was designed in 1930s up to 1940s, and they say that people are made with certain qualities that will make them excel in leadership roles, but which qualities and what combination. So we will study the major leadership traits. The major leadership traits are intelligence. Intelligence means verbal, perceptual, and reasoning capabilities. Like we call it Steve Jobs. uh, uh, Self-confidence about one's competencies and skills. Who has got courage, who is able to speak his word. He's outspoken. Again, Steve Jobs comes in. Determination means desire to get the job done. He has the commitment to do. He should be initiative. He should be persistent, and he should drive. Uh, Integrity, the quality of honesty and trustworthiness, like uh, character counts program. There are some programs in the organization that counts your character, that he was a loyal person, he was a trustworthy person, an honest person. The next one is sociability, uh, social relationship, a person who has got social relationships, so that's called uh, sociability. So leaders have to have sociability. uh, The Big Five model says that there are factors that all other traits are related to it, and they are called neuroticism, extroversion, openness, agreeableness, and conscientiousness. Uh, if you remember, we studied in the last, I think, in fourth, fifth lecture, we studied this Big Five model, personality factors model. Neuroticism means to have negative emotions, like depression, anxiousness, insecurity, vulnerability. Extroversion means to have positive emotions. The antonym of neuroticism is extroversion. While openness means be informed, to be creative, insightful, and curious. Uh, Agreeableness means the tendency to be accepting or conforming or trusting, uh, while conscientiousness means to be thorough, to be organized, to be controlled and dependable, and also uh, decisive. So, uh, the five-factor personality model, the result of this is that a strong relationship can be built between personality and trait and leadership. Uh, if there is extroversion, uh, conscientiousness, openness, and low neuroticism, agreeableness in one of a leader. So, extroversion is the first strongly associated with leadership. Most important trait of effective leadership of a leader is extroversion. If someone is extrovert, so he's a good leader. After, the second most related factor is conscientiousness. So I told you conscientiousness means to be organized, controlled, and decisive. Third one uh, is openness. A person can be open. He's creative, he's informed, and he's curious. So the third level of leader is the qualities that he will have, and his openness. If a person who had openness in his qualities and his traits, so he's a good leader. If someone is low on neuroticism, so he is a great leader. It means he should not have negative emotion. He should not be depressed, anxious. He should not feel insecure. He should not be vulnerable. Uh, the last one, agreeableness, only weakly related to leadership. It means agreeableness is not that much related to strong leadership traits. So, agreeableness means accepting or conforming or trusting someone. These were the model and also the levels of leadership that on which if someone has extroversion, so he's a good leader. He's the best leader even. If a person who has got conscientiousness, is the second most need trait he needs. Openness is the fourth, and if someone is low on neuroticism, it's a good factor, and agreeableness is not mostly related to it. The next is in leadership, emotional intelligence is also very important. We also studied emotional intelligence, I think, in moods and emotions. Uh, Emotional intelligence means applying emotions to life's task. Uh, it means reason or understand emotions, express emotions, use these emotions to facilitate thinking, manage emotions within oneself and relationship. Emotional intelligence means controlling your emotions and also others' emotion. People who are more sensitive to their emotions and their impact on others will be more effective leaders. the people who have got uh, control over their own emotions, and also on others' emotions, they can control them. So such kind of leaders are the best leaders. Even they are effective leaders because they can control their own, and they can control their the others' emotions. uh, some criticisms and some limitations this theory has. It says that it delimits a definitive list of leadership traits. There are endless lists have emerged. As in the beginning I said, lots of qualities and traits of the people, but the big five model says that they have been collected in those five big factor model. uh, uh, it doesn't make into account situational effect. This theory does not talk about situational effect. They say that leaders in one situation may not be leaders in other situations. So but they do not count on situational. um, List of most highly leadership trait is subjective. They say that much subjective experience and observation serve as basis for identified leadership traits. They say that there have been less research and it fails to look at the trait in relationship to leadership outcomes. If someone has these five qualities or traits, what are the outcomes? It says that it's not useful for training and development. Some limitations is also criticism that there is no universal trait found that predict leadership in all situations. There is unclear evidence of the cause and effect of relationship of leadership and traits. No research has been done yet, and there are no ground realities for them. Um, uh, they said a better predictor of the appearance of leadership that distinguishes effective and ineffective leaders. Um, so these were the limitations and also criticisms. Now, how to apply such theory? Uh, this provides direction to which traits are good to have if one aspires to a leadership position. If someone has these qualities, so he can inspire people and he can motivate. Through various tests and questionnaires, you can determine people whether they have such traits or not, and that you can outline their strengths and weakness. And this can be used to assess the managers where they stand, where they are, which qualities they have, and what is needed to strengthen their positions. So, how to find and create effective leadership? The first is uh, selection and then training. How to select them, review specific requirements for the job, use tests that identify personal traits associated with leadership, uh, measure self monitoring and assessing emotional intelligence, conduct personal interviews with the candidates who can fit the job. And you can train them too. Recognize that all people are not equally trainable, everyone needs their own uh, training. They have weaknesses, so you have to train them according to their needs. Teach them skills that are necessary for employees to become effective leaders in the organization. Provide behavioral training to increase the developmental potential of nascent charismatic employees. So these by these ways you can find a good leadership and a good leader in your organization. This was all about the trait theory, and great men theory also was discussed in it. In the coming lecture we will be talking about behavioral theories of the uh, leadership. Thank you very much. If you've got any questions, you can WhatsApp me or you can leave comment in the LMS. Thank you very much.